Hi everyone, Guy here with a new deck profile. This time, Hyper Aggro Warcry. This is the brainchild of Top Deck's Jules, and he won the first awakening of the season with this deck. Warcry is a white contender with 25 health with the card effects. The first time you exhaust a card you control, draw a card. So this can be any card, this can be an accessory, this could be a clash card, or even the contender itself, so long as that card has the ability to exhaust. Warcry also has a trigger attack. You may exhaust this contender. If you do, target up to one clash card you control, and it assigns clash damage equal to its defense instead until end of turn. He awakens at 15 health and gives +1 defense to your clash cards during your opponent's clash phase if he is exhausted. So what is exhaust? Exhaust is a card state where the permanent that has it cannot be ready during the ready step of the controller. The permanent loses exhaust after the next ready step of the controlling player. This allows the deck to draw a card every other turn for free just with the contender effect. Include clash cards that can also exhaust, then you have a deck that can draw an additional card every turn. The idea of the deck is to flood the board with 1cc clash cards that survive attacking a 1-attack contender. Since all of the clash cards are earned, you can give your board +1/+1 using Zhao effect. Add Denver and your 1cc clash cards are hitting for 3 attack each. Without further ado, let's get to the list. We're playing 4 copies of Zhao Reconnaissance Ancient. She is a 1-cost, 1/2 with exclusive and the card effect. The first time a non-relic accessory is played or set into your accessory zone during your turn, Earth Clash cards you control get +1/+1 until the start of your next turn. And whenever you activate a non-ambush trap, you draw a card. We're mainly playing her for the +1/+1 buff that she gives to all Earth Clash cards. So majority of our clash cards here are gonna be Earth, like Warcry pushing through. We're running 4 copies. It has trigger attack, exhaust, and this card gets +1 attack. Other than our contender, this is the only card we run that can exhaust. Alternating between the contender and 1cc Warcry lets us draw a card every turn for free. 4 copies of Haven, the Resourceful Helper. This card has been errated, so instead of on enter, you draw a card. You have to have another Earth Clash card for you to draw. So she's also Earth, so she's also buffed by Zhao Li. And of course, Denver gives her another +1 attack. Another Earth card. We're running 3 copies of Colonel Edwards, Mastermind. Colonel Edwards has exclusive and the trigger enter. You may attach a weapon with the initial resource cost of 3 or less to target clash card you control without paying its cost. So we are running some weapons in this deck. So the trigger enter kind of helps optimize our curve. Other than that, he also has the card effect. Earth clash cards you control with non-token weapons attached to them cannot be dealt non-clash damage. So that's also a nice bonus. And whenever a player returns a clash card to play under their control from Oblivion, that player's contender loses 2 health. So this is actually a good ability to mitigate the Lin, since if Colonel Edwards is on board and they activate Lin, they'll actually lose 2 health for each card they resurrect. Speaking of Lin, we're running 4 copies of her. So this card's already been over-explained. Other than her card effect, she's a 2/2 body and also Earth, so she's buffed by Zhao Li. And she's also Rogue, so Denver also buffs her. 3 copies of Lord Krong, the Ruthless Warlord. Don't mind anything else, he's just here for the necrotic. We're also running 2 bound cards and a legendary bound card. For action cards, if you're a white contender, there's only one clash buff that you should be playing. It's Triumphant Revitalization. This is a 1-cost clash buff with the card effect. Target contender or clash card you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn. then target contender gains 3 health, and you draw a card. So this is very busted clash card. It's already on par with the 0 cost clash buffs that we had back then. We're running 2 cybernetic recalls. This is a 2 cost action card, quick action actually. With the counterplay, return all clash cards with initial resource cost of 1 or less back to their owner's hand. So if you noticed a while ago, all of our, well, not all, maybe majority of our clash cards are actually 1 cost clash cards. So why play these cards? The answer is to evade board wipe. So when our opponent plays Boom or maybe Shocking Rev, so instead of all of our clash cards going to Oblivion, we can play Cybernetic Recall to bounce them back to our hand and then play them again the following turn. So our opponent would be very open to that because they just paid 4 or 6 resource just to, in an attempt to remove all of our clash cards, but they got rescued back to our hand. 3 copies of Deliverance, so send target clash card to Oblivion. Very basic spot removal. 3 copies of From Life to Death. This is a quick action with the card effect. You may reduce your health by up to 4. If you do, for each health that you reduce, the cost of this card gets -1 black. So, for example, if you reduce your health by 4, this would cost only 1 color less instead. So what does it? What's its counterattack? Counterattack. Send target clash card with an initial resource cost of 5 or less that you don't control to Oblivion, and then banish this card. So this is a very good spot removal against our opponent during their turn. So instead, maybe we want to protect one of our clash cards, or if they attack us and we want to remove one of their blockers since they think they're open or free, we can use From Life to Death to remove one of their clash cards. For accessories, we're running 2 copies of Sacrificial Strength. Sacrificial Strength is a trap with counterplay. Send a clash card you control to Oblivion, then ready 2 cards in your resource zone. So basically, by sacrificing 1, you get red 2. This is a great combo card for Cybernetic Recall. When again, we are using Cybernetic Recall mainly to save all of our clash cards from a board wipe. So we can tap out, and then when they play a board wipe like Boom or Shocking Rev, they think that we have no resource to play, so we can pop Sacrificial Strength to sacrifice one of our clash cards. If Dowley is in play, we can also draw a card, so it basically pays for itself. And by readying 2 resource, we'd have enough to pay for Cybernetic Recall and save all of our clash cards. We're also running 3 copies of Weber's Binoculars. Weber's Binoculars is a weapon. Whenever a clash card attacks, you may engage this card. If you do, look at top 3 cards from your deck. You may reveal an accessory or clash card with initial resource cost of 2 or less from among them and put in your hand. Put the remaining cards in the bottom of your deck in any order. So majority of our cards here are actually 2cc or 1cc clash cards. So we'd have a lot of targets for Binoculars. We're running 3 copies of Controlling the Situation. So this is another trap with the counterplay. You may only activate this trap if an opponent plays a clash card. Engage a clash card you control. Target clash card being played enters play engage. So this is mainly just to tap a blocker in case they play a clash card. For Clash Grounds, we're running 2 copies of Detroit. So Detroit gives +1 defense to all rogue clash cards, and on trigger enter, each player may reveal the top 3 cards of their deck. So this is extremely optional. If they do, they may put a non-clash card with initial resource cost of 3 or less from among them into your hand, then put the remaining cards on the bottom of your deck. So yeah, we have a lot of targets here, from our action cards to our accessories that we do need for Zaoli. And of course, Denver. Alpha Hunters and Rogues get Clash cards get +1 attack on trigger enter. You may draw 2 cards and then discard a card. So Denver is very good for this deck because it buffs. It's only 1 cost and it buffs all majority of our Clash cards. So it gives us that edge in our aggro. The deck is super fast, but it's not infallible. It still needs to attack to draw, so it's very susceptible to losing to Crow. It also very relies on Zaoli being on the board and being able to buff the board. So if they don't draw out their accessories, they can't proc Zaoli's buff effect. And also Sharpshooter. So you can always Sharpshooter their Zaolis out before they can buff their board. Or use Energy Blast if most of your cards are red. You can also use Pestilence to remove Zaoli. So yeah, you can also just use your bigger Clash cards as blockers. So as long as they have 4 defense or higher, they should survive most of the clashes against this deck. So yeah, that's it for this deck profile. I'll see you in the next one.